All right, and good evening, everybody. It is Sunday, some date on the calendar, February 26th, I think. And it's just going to be me with you this evening because I'm training on something that's kind of like my forte, if you will. So Eden is going to sit this one out, but she's here listening somewhere and taking care of the dogs and getting ready to go watch the Oscars or something. I don't know. So first things first, just a huge congratulations to all of you that participated in the Why Team Easy UK Facebook Live Challenge. I know for many of you, it was your very, very first time being on Facebook Live. I know that it was a stretch for some of you. I know that it was uncomfortable for some of you. I know that it was like pulling teeth for some of you. I also know that for some of you, it was fun and exciting and something that you embraced. But no matter how you felt about it, just know that all of us were extremely impressed by the fact that you took action on it. For those of you guys that didn't choose to participate, no worries. There's no judgment. There's nothing wrong or right about anything that we ever do. All we ever do is present an opportunity for you to grow and to develop. And the speed at which and the pace at which you decide to grow and to develop is entirely up to you. We all have our own journeys. We all have our own time frames with which we're going to want to do things, and just know that the opportunity for you to stretch and to reach out and to do something unique to anything you've ever done before is going to be presented to you multiple times. So if you didn't decide to do it, please know there's no judgment from us whatsoever. Please don't put any judgment on you whatsoever if you chose not to do it. Life could have been happening for you, or maybe just didn't feel like doing it, and that's totally cool. Totally cool. So with that in mind, let's announce our top three winners who each are going to win a sachet of shake, and how that gets taken care of operationally. I think Amy and Michelle and Emma and Paige, you guys are going to handle how they get distributed. But our three winners, in no particular order, just so you know, there was no like 1, 2, or 3. It was just the top three that we kind of noticed and evaluated. Just know that I loved watching so many of them. It was really exciting to watch. So many of you guys have incredible stories, incredible shares. But with that being said, congratulations to Arisha, I hope I pronounced that correctly, Arisha Marie, Sam Hanley, and Katie Russell. So Arisha Marie, Sam Hanley, and Katie Russell, congratulations to all three of you. Well done. That you guys are our top three for this particular little fun thing. And really, guys, the whole idea of this wasn't to see who was best or who was greatest on camera, anything along those lines. What it was really designed to do is to get you guys to take action and start getting you more and more comfortable using Facebook Live, because it's such a uniquely powerful marketing tool, quite frankly. And so the more you're willing to get on camera and expose yourself to the world, the more you're going to grow your audience and the more people are going to want to do business with you, quite frankly. I'll just tell you guys this straight off. One of the biggest reasons that Amy even knew who I am in the first place and knew to reach out to me is because I do a ton of Facebook Lives. And so that's how I was kind of in her world, in her network. So just keep that in mind as you get more and more comfortable doing these types of things. So with that in mind, let's hop into some training, shall we? And again, congratulations to the three of you. It's awesome. You're going to love the shakes. Excited for you to try them. Let's get into some training. How many of you, and again, we're going to do this really, really interactively, how many of you sometimes feel like you just don't have control of your day? How many of you just don't feel like you have control of your day sometimes? So you feel maybe you have anxiety come up, maybe you get a little bit sad, maybe you get going and you have great energy going and everything's working for you, and then all of a sudden you don't know what it is, but it's just like someone put the foot on the brakes, and all of a sudden it just feels like your day is falling apart, it's crumbling. George, can you stop barking, please? Thank you. How many of you guys ever have that experience? You ever have that really, really human experience? How many of you guys have the experience where things are going amazingly well during the day, and then all of a sudden, yeah, exactly, you feel worn out and drained, you feel disappointed in something, you feel like, again, coming back to the word anxiety, you feel disappointed, you start to judge yourself maybe. So what tonight's training is really all about is how to help anchor you guys into making sure that you have the tools available and the skills available, quite frankly, to overcome some of those things happening on a day-to-day basis or week-to-week basis. Now, if that's something that excites you, then comment in the chat box. If you want some tools and some skills that you can start utilizing first thing tomorrow morning, and that excites you, I want to know. I want to know. Okay, sweet. So much of what we talk about is the skills that are required. You know, and Eden asked a funny question on Facebook today. She said, you know, what's your favorite muscle group to work out? You know, and she said her favorite is her peach, which is another way of saying her bum, right? That's her favorite body part to work out. And I commented and said, my brain. Exercising the muscle in my brain is my favorite thing to exercise. And just like going to the gym, building the muscle of your brain takes day in and day out work. So overcoming feelings of and experiences of sadness or anxiety or depression or frustration or anger or any of those lower frequency feelings, would you guys agree that building the muscle of not having those things takes work? Would you guys agree with that? Just go like this if you would agree that building the mindset muscle really makes up for everything. And here's reality. The better you get at building the mindset muscle, the better you'll get at building physical results, whether it's in your health, your business, your relationship, your finances. The mindset is what's going to determine everything that you do moving forward in your entire life. I'm really clear on that. And so I'm sorry, Christy, if your connection is breaking, maybe you can restart your computer. But what I want to do is I want to put you guys into a ritual, if you will, that you can do every single day to stay grounded no matter what's happening. And I know that right now tensions are a little bit high because everyone's really excited to get started. And some of you have walked away from checks from other companies. And some of you guys are just waiting to get the products in your body just to make sure that they work. And there's so much kind of dead air right now that how can we stay grounded and feeling good all along the way until we open the market and you guys start experiencing the products, experiencing the compensation plan, and so on and so forth. So let's dive into that. So in my experience, we live in 4 realms. We live in 4 realms, and I want you guys to write these down. We live in the physical realm. We live in the emotional realm. We live in the intellectual or mental realm, same thing. And we live in the spiritual realm. So physical, intellectual, emotional, spiritual. Those are the 4 realms that we operate in every single day. And so the key is to want to feel a certain way in all 4 of those realms. We want to be able to feel good. And so keep that in mind. Keep those 4 realms in mind, and I'm going to come back to it. Now, here's the next thing I want you to write down. I want you to write down, when I win the morning, I win the day. When I win the morning, I win the day. Now, how many of you, just being completely honest, because if we want to create transformation in our lives, we have to be willing to shine a light of awareness, we have to be able to be accountable for it. How many of you wake up and the very first thing you do in the morning is you roll over and you check your phone? How many of you guys do that right away? First thing you just type in the comment. How many of you turn over and the first thing you do is you go and you look on Facebook or you look on Instagram or whatever, you look on your text messages? Yep, every single one of you. So many of you. Guilty. Yep, right away. Right away. Right away. Okay. Within seconds. First thing. Okay. Okay. But I'm going on there for positive quotes only, says Arisha. Josh hits the snooze button. Okay. Which tells me something else. Now, how many of you, what that tells me is that many of you sleep with your phone right beside your bed. How many of you guys sleep with your phone right next to your bed? How many of you guys sleep with your phone right next to your bed? Okay, so we're going to back this up a little bit. Before I give you some tools, or before I give you some skills, I'm going to give you some tools, I'm going to give you some ideas. Even if it's in airplane mode, okay? Or charge it into the pillow. Your phone's your baby. Okay. So, phones carry frequency. Phones carry energy, even if on airplane mode. Phones carry an energy. So if I'm sleeping with my phone next to my head in my bedroom, all of the energy that's happening inside my phone is being transmitted into me unconsciously while I'm sleeping. So all the drama, all the gossip, all the negative news, all the political things, all of the crap that goes on in other people's lives that really doesn't concern you, believe it or not, that's seeping into your minds unconsciously. That's seeping into your minds unconsciously, even if it's on airplane mode. So when you first wake up, believe it or not, the reason you're going straight to your phones is because you're addicted to the drama of what's going on in everybody else's world. We're addicted to the drama of everything else that's going on in other people's world. And so if I'm addicted to the drama of everybody else's world, I'm now starting my day consumed consciously and unconsciously with thoughts of drama, negativity, other people's challenges, other people's agendas, and I'm not taking any time for myself. So step one, my challenge and invitation to all of you is my phone has not been in my bedroom in at least 8 or 9 years. We do not put phones in the bedroom. Phones do not go in the bedroom. They are on airplane mode and they are outside of the bedroom and they're charging somewhere. That's step one. That's step one. So if you're up for the challenge of, just buy an alarm clock. We have a little digital alarm clock. It's easy to do. Okay, buy a little $5 alarm clock. No big deal. Buy an alarm clock, guys. They're $5, $2. You can get a cheap alarm clock anywhere, right? Buy an alarm clock. So that's number one. That's number one. Okay, we're going to start this little cycle. Okay, of the night before until the following evening to put you guys in a position to own the morning and then own the day and then own the following evening. Okay. So grab a flashlight. Grab a flashlight. Notice how sometimes when we don't want to make changes, we start to find excuses. We start to rationalize, oh, well, I need it for this or I need it for this. When in reality, you can replace the functions that it does for you. So my challenge to you is start tonight. If you have access to an alarm clock, if you absolutely don't, then that's okay. Go get an alarm clock tomorrow. That's my challenge to you. That's my challenge to you. It's an invitation. Watch how things change. Watch how the energy changes. Now, the next step is, okay, so I'm going to put it outside my bedroom, but do you have the discipline? Are you willing to build the muscle of not going straight to your phone, not allowing the addiction of everybody else's world to consume you? And if you say it's going to be hard for you, then it'll be hard for you. Make no mistake. If you say it's going to be a challenge and a struggle for you, then it will be a challenge and it will be a struggle. If you say it's going to be easy and it's something that you're excited to do and something you're willing to embrace and something that you know is going to benefit you, it's going to be easy. Your words are a confirmation of your beliefs. Your beliefs are a confirmation of your thoughts. And all those things lead to your actions, which in turn lead to your results. So how you guys choose to interpret this challenge is up to you. And the results and the ease with which you create from this challenge also is completely up to you. Completely up to you. So let's start there. Now, I wake up in the morning, first thing, how do I not go straight to my phone? How do I not go straight to my phone? Yeah, I'd absolutely turn it off. Airplane mode, shut it off, let it charge. You don't need it. Because for the first 30 minutes of your morning, the first 30 minutes to an hour, if you have it, and if you have children, this might mean waking up a little bit early. I want to help you guys start to create something that Eden and I call sacred morning time. Sacred morning time. And so what does sacred morning time look like for me? And it's going to be different for each of you. You get to develop what it is, right? You get to develop what sacred means to you. But for Aiden and I, sacred is something, it's really important. So the very first thing I do, I don't have my phone by my bed. I have this by my bed full of water. The very first thing I do is I chug about 8 to 15 ounces of this thing. I just drink 8 to 15 ounces of water. Why? It helps me to wake up. I'm dehydrated. I haven't had any water in at least 8 hours that I've been sleeping. So it helps me to hydrate. It also helps to kickstart my digestion system, right? It helps me to get my body moving and flowing and lubricated the way it's designed to be. So first things first, I'm going to drink some water, because how many of you guys know you don't drink enough water? How many of you guys know you don't drink enough water, right? So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drink some water, okay? Then I wake up. And I brush my teeth, and believe it or not, there's science behind brushing your teeth, and it stimulates some of your nerves and it helps you wake up a little bit. Then the very next thing that I choose to do is I put on coffee or tea or whatever it is, and I take out my diary or my journal, and I start to list the things that I'm grateful for. I just list the things that I'm grateful for. It takes 5 minutes, maybe 6 at the most. Actually, it takes about 6 minutes. How do I know it takes 6 minutes? Because it takes about 6 minutes for the coffee to steep. Okay, it takes about 6 minutes for my coffee to steep. So it takes about 5-6 minutes, and I start with gratitude. And why do I start with gratitude? Because gratitude is the highest possible frequency I can start with. It's one of the highest frequencies I can start with. And it can be great gratitude for anything, but I want to invite you to really kind of find things that you're truly grateful for. Truly grateful for. And now you can start on a higher level, okay? Now, the next thing that I do is I determine how I want to feel that day. How I want to feel that day. And so here's what that looks like. I literally close my eyes and I ask myself the question, how do I want to feel today? So if I were to ask you guys the question, how do you want to feel tomorrow, or how do you wish you could have felt today? What would some of your answers be? How would you want to feel? In any given day, how would you want to feel? Positive, what else? Motivated, at peace, triumphant, excited, in control, stress-free, calm, needed, okay, happy, less lethargic. So instead of less lethargic, let's focus on the positive side of that, Zoe, which is having more energy. So energized, confident, thankful, on fire, happy. Okay. Full of beans. That's a British thing, I'm sure. So I'm going to need a translation there, please. Content, radiant, optimistic. Okay. Right. Giddy. That's awesome. I love that one. Okay. Giddy is great. Okay. So let's go with energizes, full of beans. Got it. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Young. I want to feel young, vibrant, maybe. Loving, Sarah says. These are awesome. Okay. So that's what I do, right? So I close my eyes and I go, how do I want to feel today? How do I want to feel today? And I maybe come up with happy, right? Today I want to feel happy. I just close my eyes and I just listen. Today I want to feel happy. Okay. Now here we go back to the 4 realms. Remember we talked about the 4 realms before. Here we go back to the 4 realms. Ready? I'm going to answer 4 questions in the morning that I'm going to write down. What can I do today physically to feel happy? What can I do today emotionally to feel happy? What can I do today intellectually to feel happy? And what can I do today spiritually to feel happy? Yeah. So what can I do today physically to feel blank? What can I do emotionally to feel blank? What can I do to feel intellectually blank? What can I do spiritually to feel blank? And then what I do is I just fill in the blank. I just fill in the blank. So I know for me that exercise makes me feel happy. So I make sure that I work out. I also know that reading stimulates me and makes me feel happy intellectually. So I make sure that after I'm done doing my journaling, I read just 10 to 15 pages a day of something great, personal development specifically, to put more good stuff into my body and into my brain. And so now I'm filled up with something that brings me happiness or joy intellectually. What can I do emotionally that makes me feel happy? Believe it or not, every morning, Eden and I just spend 20 seconds hugging. Every morning, just 20 seconds. 20 seconds, that's it. 20 seconds hugging. Try it with your partner if you have one. It's amazing. And if you don't have a partner, and I used to do this long before I met Eden, spend 20 seconds just staring at yourself in the mirror and just honoring and acknowledging who you are every morning. And you can hug Alfie, you can hug your children, absolutely. You get to fill in the blank however you like. And then what can I do today spiritually? And so no matter what your spiritual beliefs are, you can meditate, you can pray, you can journal a little bit more. You can take a nice long walk in the park and get connected with nature if that's what feels good for you. You can hug your fur baby. Absolutely. I spend time with my dogs every morning, embracing the energy that they bring to our home. Absolutely. And so here's what this allows you to do. If you set yourself up to do these things throughout the day, no matter what else happens in the day, as long as you focus on building the muscle of those 4 realms, just those 4 activities, guess what's going to happen? Over time, you're going to compound the energy that you set out to achieve every single morning. So if this is making sense, then just chat with me. And if this isn't making sense and you have any questions, that's fine, just ask. So let me know if this is resonating with you. Let me know if you guys have questions. Now, I want to share something with you guys, and I don't say this to I don't say this to brag in any way, shape, or form. One of the things that I do outside of Isogenics, and I'm not taking on any more private client coaching clients, but I do transformational coaching. This is the type of stuff that people pay me $500 an hour for, and you guys get this for free with me. So this one exercise is probably the number one thing that my clients have come back to me with saying that's transformed their lives the most. Just building in these little rituals, just building in these little tiny practices. Oftentimes we think that transformation has to be this large sweeping, like, do or die, all or nothing kind of thing. And the reality is that's not how it works. How it works is by taking tiny little baby steps, like my mom taught me. My mom used to teach me, Zach, you just take tiny little baby steps. You just put one foot in front of the other, and inch by inch, everything's a cinch. And so personal growth and leadership development and building your business, it's all the same. Everything is about one step in front of the other. But you got to be willing to take those little micro baby steps, and that starts with our phones. So now we go through the day, and then what does our evening look like? Now, many of you, and I know this because we're 8 hours behind you, and yet somehow I see you guys posting statuses, not using Buffer, not using an automated poster, but personally posting, personally liking, and personally commenting on things at 2, 3, 4 in the morning. So that tells me you're not sleeping. You're not sleeping. And you're not sleeping because you're consumed with everything that's going on with this drug. And this is not allowing your brain to go to rest. And I get that you're excited, but you are no good if you have an empty cup. If you have an empty cup, then you can't pour into someone else's cup. If you have an empty cup and you cannot pour into someone else's cup, remember, when you get on an airplane, the first thing they tell you is when the oxygen masks drop, you got to secure yours first and then secure the oxygen mask of everybody else. Well, we've got to be willing to practice that on a daily basis. And so here's what I want to invite you guys to do. I want to invite you to try and start getting to sleep before 10 o'clock at night. In bed by 9:30 is what I want to invite you guys to do. Just try it. And so if I'm going to be in bed by 9:30, then by 8:45, guess what's getting shut off? This is going to its charging station. And now I'm back into sacred time. So Eden, for her sacred time, for example, she takes a bath every night. She lights candles, she puts on music, and she just relaxes. And what do? I read a book. I just hang out with the dogs. And I start to calm my brain down. I start to settle things down so I can go to sleep peacefully and work through the night. And what I'll do is I'll do another training, probably live this week. I'll do another training to show you guys your time clock and to show you how negatively it's impacting your life on a whole basis by staying awake past a certain time. So these are just a couple of new challenges, guys, a couple of new challenges. I really want to invite you to do this. The other reason I want to invite you to do this is this. The best way to maintain peace in your home, especially ladies, for those of you guys that are doing this without your husbands, right? Maybe they're supportive. At the end of the day, the way that the husbands will stay and maintain extremely supportive, and guys, it goes the same way if you have a partner, is if the home still feels like a home. One of the biggest things that hurts couples in network marketing is that the company becomes the other woman or becomes the other man. And so you're staying up late at night doing all these things with the company when your husband or your wife really just wants some love and some attention. And so that's why we block out these sacred times. That's why we block out couples times. And if you guys are working the business together, it's even more important that you take this time, because you got to build your life first and then build your business around your life. Your relationships come first. Your marriages come first. It's super important. And if you're single, then it's really, really important that the company doesn't become the object of your obsession, and that you create healthy boundaries with the company as your partner. And I'm glad that this is refreshing to hear. We're going to teach things a lot differently than you might be accustomed to, because we're here to help you guys stay in this in the long run. It doesn't make any money. It doesn't make any matter if you guys are making $100,000 a year or even $100,000 a month, but your partnerships feel like they're not getting the love and attention they deserve, and it's leading to things like challenges in the household, challenges with your relationships with your kids, challenges with your marriages. It's not worth it. Because at the end of the day, if I want to feel happy and content and joyful and fulfilled, then I get to be of service, not just to my team, but to my life first. Life comes first, business comes second, non-negotiably. Non-negotiably. So we have about 3 minutes left. I'm happy to have anyone want to come off mute maybe and share kind of what some of your takeaways from this call, or share anything that's on your heart. We can just, it's up to you. Anyone feel like sharing with like 2 minutes left? If not, no worries. Just thought I'd open it up. You can just, hold on, let me go to gallery because you guys aren't able to unmute yourself. But anybody just go like this if you feel like sharing. If not, it's totally okay. Let me just scroll through. So nobody on this first page. How about here? Anybody on this page? Anyone feel like sharing? Nope. Okay. All right. God, for a bunch of network marketers, you're a pretty quiet lot, huh? All right. No worries. No biggie. No biggie. All right. Okay, guys. I'll share this really quickly. I'll just do this last one. So Stacy Wood said, I needed to hear this today. How many of you guys feel like you needed to hear this? How many feel like you needed to hear this? Needed to. Okay. New challenge. Let go of the word need. The word need is rooted in lack. You didn't need this. The only thing that you truly need in terms of survival, really, food, water, shelter, and some would argue love. Food, water, shelter. You don't need anything, but you deserve everything. So try replacing need with deserve and check out the energy that carries and notice how good that will feel. So I deserved to experience this today. So many people say, I need money. You don't need money, you deserve money. I need more team members. No, you don't. You deserve more team members. Does that help? Just go like this if that feels good, or type if that feels good. So turn your needs into deserves. Turn your needs into deserves. All right, so I want to be mindful of your time. It's 9 o'clock your time. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but in less than 10 days, we're going to be in the UK with all of you guys. How exciting is that? Amazing, amazing, amazing. Oh my God, so exciting. So with that, I'm going to wrap up. Thank you guys so much for investing your time with us this evening, and we will speak with you soon. Thanks, guys. Have a great evening. We love you.